What is happening at Real Madrid right now? It needs to be, it has to be sabotage. Like, it needs to be the media. It needs to be the Spanish media trying to sabotage. Because I am truly saddened by what I'm seeing. I really am shocked. First of all, I want to give you this really quickly and throw this up on the screen because I think this is super important to show. Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid so far, 13 games, 12 wins, 30 goals scored, 11 conceded, 5 points clear of La Liga, 3 out of 3 wins in the Champions League. Now, is that important? Is that good? Yes and no. First of all, it's what you expect at Real Madrid, so it's not a big deal. But at the same time, it's a big deal because they're coming off of such a terrible season last year where they didn't play well and they got smacked up by Barcelona so much. I think the most important thing that happened this year for Xabi Alonso right now is him being able to get even more out of Mbappe, but also not that, to be able to beat Barcelona. Regardless of how you did it, regardless of the injuries of Barcelona, you beat Barcelona. And that's very, very important because they were a team that was just getting outplayed, I guess is the word we should look for. They got outplayed. They were getting kind of cooked. And now they came back and they beat Barcelona again. Doesn't matter if in your eyes they were hurt. It doesn't matter. He got the job done. That's the most important thing. So after all of this amazing positive news, you got Mbappe scoring goals. Vinny just had probably the best game of the season. Jude Bellingham put the ball into the back of the net and played really, really well. You found a way to get Güler and Jude Bellingham to play well together. You found all these amazing things to happen, and you finally look like Real Madrid are doing something. And defensively, you were really good against Barcelona. All of a sudden, the news breaks that several Real Madrid football players are unhappy with Xabi Alonso and new strict methods. Key players, all right, think he is Guardiola and he is Xabi. Now, a key player said this. Like, this is just disgusting, bro. This is not real. This can't be real. Xabi Alonso in place tight schedules, more gym work, video analyzing, and with all these players feel they are being disrespected. Xavi found, okay, listen, first of all, let's break it out. Let's break this down one thing at a time. First of all, this has to be fake. All right. And I think this is horrible that this is being reported. The second thing, and this is the most important thing, and I want to say this very clearly. If for some reason it's real, if for some reason in this world it's real, Xabi Alonso implements tight schedules, more gym workout, video analyzing, and players are feeling disrespected. Fans felt disrespected when you got destroyed by Barcelona 4 times last season. Fans feel disrespected that you signed Mbappe and didn't win La Liga. Fans feel disrespected that you didn't have a better performance in the Champions League. I'm saying this because I know this is fake. And I know I'm not saying, but if it is real, you think fans care that your coach is making you work? Just in case it is real. Fans don't care you have to watch more video. That's a good thing. Fans don't care that you got to be in the gym more. That's a good thing. Fans don't care that you got to show up to training earlier. That's a good thing. Because clearly last year you weren't good enough to beat Barcelona. And you weren't good enough to beat the Champions League. You weren't good enough on the field. Florentino Perez invested a lot of money into this squad. Xabi Alonso was not cheap. Camavinga was not cheap. You got Vinicius Jr. on a huge contract, wanting a massive contract. You paid Mbappe a ton of money to bring him into the club. You got Rodrigo over here. You paid money for Jude Bellingham. This is not a cheap team. This is not a team that you just don't win La Liga and you don't win the Champions League and you act like everything is okay. These things need to be implemented. You should show up earlier. You should watch more film. You should be in the gym more because your performances last year were not acceptable. And the way you start the season this year is acceptable. So if these things are real and if these things are right, then guess what? Guess what? It's working and it should happen more. And maybe he should implement even tighter schedule. You feel me? Maybe you shouldn't be allowed to go out. I don't know. But it's working. This is working. And if it wasn't working, then I would understand this coming out. But it's working and this is coming out. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It has to be fake. It has to be fake. And if it's real, whatever player said it, they need to investigate, find it, and get him out. Sell him. Get him out of here. Because this is crazy that this is even being talked about. And let me tell you one more thing. You really think a player at Real Madrid is going to say he thinks he's Guardiola, but he's Xabi? You really think a player is going to say that Real Madrid? Like, this has to be fake, bro. So I just don't like this, bro. It's kind of like the same way as if, like, let's say a Benfica player right now, right? If he says something crazy, what are you going to turn to Mourinho and act like you know more than Mourinho? No, you're not. It's Mourinho. He's done it all. For Xabi Alonso, on the other hand, he did what he did everything as a player, bro. So what are you going to turn and say to this guy? What are you going to turn and say to Zidane? What are you going to turn and say? You can't say nothing to these players. These are players that did it at a high level for years, and they're great coaches because of how they did it at a high level for years on a football field. And so I don't believe it. I can't believe these words. This has to be fake. There's no way this is real. And it's making me mad because Xabi Alonso, Zidane, Pep Guardiola, Xabi, Iniesta, bro, these players are not normal, bro. These are top end football players. You don't just make a whole career at Real Madrid or a whole career at Bayern Munich and stay there for years because you suck. Carvajal is clearly an insane right back. That's why he's been at Madrid for so long and how he's lasted so long. He's clearly insane, bro. He is amazing. That's why he's been a starter for them so long. You can't disrespect that. Dani Alves at Barcelona, Jordi Alba at Barcelona. These players lasted so long at the top of football because they're amazing. So to ever take shots at any of these players or any of these managers is absolutely insane because they did so much for our sport. And so this all, lads, it has to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're just saying like Xabi has found negative habits and this is crazy, bro. I don't understand. It has to be, guys, I'd say this in the nicest way possible, okay? This has to be 1,000%, this has to be a Barcelona journalist writing this stuff because I just don't believe for a second it's real. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this is huge, Vinicius Jr. Today I want to apologize to Madridistas for my reaction when I was substituted at El Clásico. Papa, I don't need to read no more, Papa. This, my friend, is exactly, this right here is exactly, all right, the most important thing from El Clásico. Because when Vinicius Jr. got subbed off, you started feeling a certain way towards the way he acted toward Xabi Alonso. And the fact that he's apologizing, he realizes he's wrong. And not only that, he realizes, and this is the most important thing, you guys can say whatever you want, maybe I'm wrong here. Respect for your manager is everything. Respect for your manager is everything. When the players show they don't respect the manager, it leaks into the locker room. It leaks out. It smells nasty. It's not a good situation. He came out. He apologized to the fans. He's apologizing to everyone to make it clear that he was wrong. You don't apologize unless you're wrong. This to me is very, 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 very important. I just want to have, he said, just as I have done in my personal, in person during today's training, I also want to apologize to my teammates, the club, and the president. Very important, bro. There's another one that just popped. Vinicius Jr. was seen alone with Xabi Alonso after apologizing to his teammates. Xabi Alonso, see, keep it in the house and not public. This Xabi Alonso's dealing with stuff correctly. Xabi Alonso's moving correctly. Real Madrid is moving correctly. Real Madrid team looks better on the field. They're acting better. They're playing better. I wish that the whole fight at the end of Real Madrid El Clásico, I wish it wouldn't have happened. I wish it wouldn't have taken place. It did take place. It's part of El Clásicos. You know, it brings that energy. But at the end of the day, bro, this stuff of Xabi Alonso this, Xabi Alonso that, it needs to stop, bro. The guy's done a great job. He really seems like he's put in order where order needed to be put because it feels like Real Madrid needed something like this. Real Madrid felt not out of control last year, but not controlled, if that makes sense. They felt very, we do whatever we want type of swag. And it feels like a manager stepped in and has got stuff going the right way. And I think it's perfect. Last thing I want to touch on is Mbappe. First of all, you know, I can say that the performance that Vinny had in the El Clásico and Mbappe, it worked together. And for many, many weeks, I thought that it wouldn't. I said often that it wouldn't work with both of them. And I still think that the team would be better with the legit stationary number 9 and Vinny and Mbappe on the left. I still think the team would perform better. But at the end of the day, the way Mbappe has taken this number 9 position, first of all, I think anyone that watches football knows that he did not flop last year. Even though everyone sent me messages for over and over about if Mbappe lands, memeing me, acting like I cursed him or I got it wrong. Mbappe's season last year was phenomenal. Real Madrid just kind of failed as a team. this year, people are saying Mbappe's playing so wild. It's more because, yes, he's playing wild, but Real Madrid is performing. So a lot of times a player can perform, but if the team doesn't perform, then the performances don't look as good for the individual player. Now we're seeing Mbappe not only destroy, European football, but at the same time, his team is performing. So it looks even better on paper. Mbappe last season had a great season, and he's going to have an even better season this year. And every season that goes by with Real Madrid, I believe he's going to get better and better and better and better and better. And right now, as it's going, lads, Mbappe has a big chance, if Real Madrid continues to cook, to win the Ballon d'Or. Way too early to talk about that, but for this season, the way he started this season, I think he's going to get back-to-back La Liga Player of the Months. From what it looked like, I think he just got voted it. The guy's performing so well, and you can only take his hat off, because to be able to change a position, go to a 9, learn a whole new position, even though he's played it before, try to master it, because that's your position now. He's a 9. There's no point talking him on the wing anymore, because if Xabi Alonso hasn't put him there, Ancelotti, no one's going to put him there. He's a 9 now. That's where he plays. And the way he's performing is phenomenal. So do I believe Mbappe last year was one of the best players in the world? Yes, he's got the hiccups. I'm sorry. He's one of the best players in the world. Hands down. He's one of the best players in the world. He's always been one of the best players. Where he's going to continue. Does he have a huge chance for a Ballon d'Or this year? Absolutely. With the way that Rafinha hasn't been able, because of injury, Lamine Yamal injury, Liverpool's not playing good. I think he's going to be fighting with Dembele over there. But as long as Real Madrid keeps cooking and Mbappe keeps doing what he's doing, there's a big chance that this guy could win a Ballon d'Or in this upcoming season. So congratulations to Real Madrid fans. It seems like you have a manager that has stuff in order. Stop listening to all this negative narrative that's coming out, bro. It's fake, bro. It has to be fake news. I don't believe it for a second. But I kind of just want to speak my part there, because for me, lads, if it is real, I go with Xabi Alonso. I'm for Xabi Alonso. I think football needs more managers that put more strict rules, that make players get back to what football is. And at the end of the day, I know it's a lot of games, but training and watching film and routines is one of the most important things. A team that's disciplined off the field is disciplined on the field. And that's what you like to see in football, man. You know what I mean? So remember, lads, that back in the day, bro, like the players had it so much like strict. Like I remember times, I remember my dad telling me stories where like they would go to the World Cups, and like when they went to the World Cups, like the wives weren't even allowed to come. And it was just the team, and the wives couldn't come, and like it was crazy rules, bro, like wild rules. And so it's one of those things. I don't think rules like that should be in place. But if he's making you watch film and work out more and train more, that's a problem. Nah, come on, man, that's not no problem. He's getting y'all to where y'all should be. And Real Madrid and Barcelona expect greatness, and if you got to work a little bit harder to achieve greatness, then that's what has to happen for y'all to be good. I respect what Xavi's doing. It's been your boy Skills. I love you guys, man. Xabi Alonso, keep doing your thing. We'll see how Real Madrid ends the season. Love you guys.